The arena went silent for exactly 1 second and then it absolutely exploded. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe right now, because what happened on Raw on June 8, 2026 is the kind of moment this industry lives for, the kind of moment that gets talked about for years, the kind of moment that fans tell each other they were there for even when they were watching from their couch. Dean Ambrose is back. And he came back for one reason and one reason only: Roman Reigns. Stay locked in, because this breakdown is going to give you every single layer of what went down Monday night and why it means everything for the future of WWE. Let's talk about what a Dean Ambrose return actually means, because this is not just any superstar walking back through that curtain. This is not a feel-good moment designed simply to pop a crowd. Dean Ambrose is one of the most uniquely compelling human beings this industry has ever produced. There is nobody like him. There has never been anybody like him. He operates on a frequency that is entirely his own, unpredictable, unhinged, unafraid, and completely impossible to ignore. When Dean Ambrose is in a building, the entire atmosphere shifts, because you genuinely never know what he is going to do next. That quality, that real, authentic unpredictability, is the rarest thing in professional wrestling. And on June 8, Raw got all of it back at once. The build-up to his return was its own kind of electricity. The crowd could feel something was different about Monday night before it even happened. There was a tension in the air, a buzz that went beyond the usual Raw excitement, and when that moment finally came, when the music hit and Dean Ambrose stepped through that curtain and walked back into a WWE arena, the reaction was everything. Absolute, unfiltered, full-throat bedlam. The kind of pop that vibrates in your chest. The kind of reaction that tells you everything you need to know about how much this man has been missed and how much his presence means to the people who have followed this business through every chapter of his career. But Dean Ambrose did not come back to take a bow. He did not come back to soak in the moment and give a sentimental speech about how good it feels to be home. He came back with something burning in his eyes and a very specific target already locked in. He came back for Roman Reigns. And the moment he made that clear, the moment the challenge was issued and the name was said out loud, that arena reached a completely different level of noise. Think about what this rivalry means historically. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose go back to the very foundation of both of their careers. They were brothers. They were Shield. They stood side by side and tore through this entire company together, and then the roads diverged and the history between them became something far more complicated, far more layered, and far more personal than any simple alliance or rivalry could contain. There is love in this history. There is betrayal. There is respect buried underneath years of competition and conflict. And all of that, every single chapter of it, was present in the air on Monday night when Ambrose stood in that ring and called out the tribal chief. Roman Reigns' response told its own story. Because Roman Reigns does not rattle easily. He has stood across from legends, across from monsters, across from men who wanted to take everything he built, and he has never once blinked. But Dean Ambrose is not just another challenger. Dean Ambrose is someone who knows Roman Reigns in ways that nobody else on this roster does. He knows the tells. He knows the pressure points. He knows exactly which buttons to push and exactly how hard to push them. And Roman Reigns knows all of that, which is precisely what makes this so dangerous for the tribal chief and so compelling for everyone watching. The confrontation between them on Raw was the kind of scene that could fill an arena with pure tension without a single punch being thrown. Every word was loaded. Every pause was deliberate. Dean Ambrose standing in that ring challenging Roman Reigns was not just an in-ring moment, it was two men with a shared history and a mountain of unfinished business finally standing in the same space and letting the world see all of it at once. The WWE Universe was completely locked in. Phones were up. Voices were at full volume. The energy in that building was the kind that only comes when something truly significant is unfolding in real time. What makes this rivalry appointment television going forward is not just the history, it is the contrast. Roman Reigns has evolved into the most controlled, most calculated, most strategically dominant version of himself. Everything he does is measured. Everything has a purpose. He is the tribal chief, and he operates with the authority and the patience of someone who knows he sits at the top of this entire industry. Dean Ambrose is the opposite of all of that. He is chaos. He is instinct. He is the man who throws the blueprint out the window and wins on sheer will and the refusal to be governed by anyone else's rules. Controlled dominance versus beautiful, brilliant chaos that is a story that writes itself and delivers every single time. The road from this challenge to the inevitable collision is going to be one of the most watched, most talked about, most emotionally charged storylines Raw has produced in years. Dean Ambrose came back and immediately put himself at the center of the biggest story on Monday nights. Roman Reigns now has a challenger unlike any other he has faced in this chapter of his career, someone who is not intimidated, not manageable, and not going away. This is not a speed bump for the tribal chief. This is a reckoning. June 8, 2026 will be remembered as the night Dean Ambrose came home and lit a fuse that is going to burn all the way to the most explosive moment of the year. Do not look away. Do not miss a single episode of Raw between now and whenever these two men finally settle this. Because every step of this journey is going to be must-see television. That is the full breakdown. Let us know in the comments, how did you react when Dean Ambrose returned and challenged Roman Reigns? Who do you think wins when these two finally collide? Drop everything below, smash that like button, and make sure you are subscribed so you never miss a moment. We will see you in the next one.